and the Murray Trail behind now, and we go visit a few more points of interest around Southwest Arm, see some more beautiful scenery, and look at how we can expand this trail and create more trails that will draw more tourists to this area and also give us more recreational facilities for local people to enjoy. Here we are down in the Colchester area on the south side of Southwest Arm. This is David Welshman, and we're on an old tractor road there looking up toward Kings Point. This should be about 5 or 6 miles away from Kings Point itself. You see Southwest Arm there in the middle ground. This is a very spectacular lookout place, ideal for a photographer and sightseer. Just below the lookout we have a lovely little pond, and in the background there to the right you can see part of Rattling Brook. It's not very clear, but it's there. And we see the mountains of the North Ridge too in the background all the way along there. There's that pond again at the bottom of the lookout. You can hike out there using the Colchester Pond Road. There's another view looking up the bay from the Colchester area, showing the bay in one of its many beautiful moods. A misty, fine summer day. Heat haze. Here's looking toward Rattling Brook again and the great ridge behind it. And remind one of Norway and the great fjords. Indeed, Southwest Arm is a great fjord, one of the greatest fjords in Newfoundland. Looking up the bay again from that same lookout, you can see parts of Kings Point and Bully's Cove. The 2-mile hill there in the middle, and the valley going on up towards Shoal Pond and Birchie in the background. The point sticking out on the left there into the bay is Manfield's Point. I can't overstate the fact enough that the pictures fail to do justice to the beauty of this scene. The scenery around this Southwest Arm area of ours is just great. It needs to be experienced firsthand to be really appreciated and enjoyed. Here we are on the Naked Man. This rock has been called the Naked Man for as long as people can remember. As a matter of fact, Murray in his writings of 1878 refers to the Naked Man Rock. At that time there was a mine on either side of the Naked Man, one down the coast a little bit and just up the coast a little bit. There were 2 producing copper mines going at that time there. Here's my friend David Welshman posing there. Here's part of the shoreline. Here's the Naked Man Rock. This would be accessible by putting in a trail that could be made quite easily and quickly, and could be hiked down. You could hike down that trail from the Colchester Pond Road in perhaps a half hour or less, and be right there by the Naked Man, enjoying the beautiful scenery and the rugged coast on the south side of Southwest Arm. Looking across now at the north side of the Arm again, we see the area around Polly's Hill and the Barrens. At one time there was a sawmill down there in the foreground in the Barrens, and people actually lived there. Partway up the ridge there we see a knob called Polly's Hill, and that's where we'll be going in just a second. As we go to the other side of the bay, here it is. Here's Polly's Hill, a very spectacular natural feature. In the background we see Snooks Head again, and the entrance to Southwest Arm. This hill is covered with rock, moss and lichens and a little bit of scrub spruce and birch. And of course that local plant, locally known as goody or kalmia. I would like to see trails made all the way down from the Alexander Murray Trail all the way down along the top of that ridge, past the things we're now seeing there, all the way down to Middle Arm Head. I think it would be a very spectacular trail. There we see Kings Point sticking out there, looking up from Polly's Hill, using a zoom lens. This is the view you would get using binoculars from there. You see again the gap tops in the far background. See just how much of a point Kings Point really is. It really sticks out there, doesn't it? Spectacular view. Fantastic. Here again, see the 2 Mile Hill in the background to the right. I think this area deserves a trail. And more people should see it.
It's so funny, funny what you do, honey, honey, what you do, what you mean to me. And you know, honey, honey,
if you're interested in becoming part of a group to sponsor more trails in this area and to upgrade what we presently have, then I invite you to get involved, to call me. The address and phone number are at the end of the video, and perhaps together we can improve on the trail network in Southwest Ireland, Kings Point, Rattling Brook area, and also in so doing provide a boost to our tourist industry and give ourselves more things to enjoy here. Here we have a shot from Polly's Hill looking out toward the open ocean. You can see in the background the open sea. There's a pond near the Barrens, and in the middle background, that knob rising up there is Nick's Nose, near Nicky's Nose Cove. That land you see there in the middle once had three or four mines, copper mines, in the late 1800s. And I think it still holds potential today for more mining. There's a view looking across Southwest Ireland toward that lookout. The grey spot you see on the hill there is where we were a little while ago looking up the bay. That's on that lookout near Colchester Pond. And this is the coastline just up from the Naked Man Rock. Look at the beautiful deep blue of that water. Again, the video fails to do justice to it. There we are, looking again across from Polly's Hill, across the bay. See a little boat there in the foreground and a cabin. And this is, I think it's Trout Pond in the background. I'm not quite sure of the name of that pond, but I think it's Trout Pond. The cabin there presently is owned by Colin Knight of Kings Point. Another one of the beautiful views the trail down that way would provide. Looking inland from the area near Polly's Hill, we see Bar Pond. I think one can readily see why it gets that name. All the bars of rocks going across the pond. Very, very lovely view. The view of that pond alone is well worth the hike. Another close-up on Bar Pond. Isn't that spectacular? Very unusual, unique. One-of-a-kind feature. It's one of the hundreds of beautiful things you see on that North Ridge. There's another natural feature of the North Ridge. Wind-polished trees. You can't call them driftwood, I don't know what you call them. But I thought this was worth including. This is a fellow I encountered on the trail, on the trip, down toward Polly's Hill. I thought he was worth a picture, don't you? And here's a very satisfied and maybe a very tired hiker, David Welshman, up on Polly's Hill itself. You can see the beautiful coloration of the rocks, the red rocks that are as tall as a person, as an adult, the scrub trees there and the moss and lichens, the birch. The view from Polly's Hill is just fantastic, and even just being on Polly's Hill is a fantastic experience. And I think we should do more to build a network of trails to places like this. So our local people, ourselves, we can enjoy this, and also we can share it with the world. And in so doing, bring some well-needed tourist dollars into our area. If you'd like more information about the trail or have any ideas to share, I'd be more than happy to hear from you. You can call me at 709-268-2244.